Hi, I'm Ariam, and this is my vlog for A Year in Aeldia Adventure, March 2025. So if you don't know, A Year in Aeldia is part of the William Readathon by Bookroast. I will link that link down below, but they basically, you have the main readathon, which happens in April and September, and basically your character, or characters if you're like me, goes to a magical school and then you read books for the exams they have to take. And A Year in Aeldia is an extra little thing where your character goes on an adventure. And so the adventure this year didn't really fit my characters, plus they're in their last year of school, so I decided to make up two new characters for it, Miriam and Rafaela. So each month you read a book for your character that does a different thing. So the first book I'll be reading is for Rafaela. And Rafaela hasn't really done much of anything so far, and she's going to continue not really doing much of anything, even despite the fact that this is an adventure. So she is an elf living with her family, and so far she has been quilting in the forest, and now she's gone to dinner with her family. And the book and the prompt I have for her is not to take many things with you. And the book has to be underneath 250 pages. So the book I'm reading for that is Sacre and Sunlight by Mary Pope Osborne, which is a Magic Tree House Merlin mission book. If you don't know, the Magic Tree House books are about two siblings, Jack and Annie, who find this magic tree house, which has a lot of books in it, and every time they point at a book, at a picture in a book, and say, I wish I could go there, the magic tree house takes them there. And every 4 books is a different little mission that they have to do. So this is the 4th book of the many little 4 books together. And, sorry about the garbage truck. And they have to find every time someone who's great. So obviously Soccer and Sunday, I assume they're going to find Pele. So I think I can probably read this definitely in under 2 hours, probably under an hour and a half, hopefully under an hour. I want to see if I can do that. Also, look how pretty it is outside. Okay, I just want to tell you, obviously we all knew this was going to be about Pele, find someone great, it's about soccer, but I literally opened the book and the dedication is to Malcolm Edson Nascimento de Luca, grandson of Pele the Great. So, yeah. Also, the first image is of Jack and Annie running away, so I assume that they're going to actually meet Pele as a child and not as an adult. Which, yeah, now I think about it, this little mini adventure, they keep on meeting the people before they become etc. Oh my goodness, this book is so fun. So it turns out that they're actually going to meet Pele as an adult. They don't have it yet, but it's 1970 and the World Cup in Mexico. And so far it has just been so fun. Like, the thing is, you have how many the book just like, it's full of color and noise and excitement, and it's so fun. It's so fun. Oh my goodness. One of the best Magic Tree House books ever. Like I said, it was so fun and vibrant, and you could really just feel everything coming off the page. I think especially compared to the last Magic Tree House book, which just took forever to get started, and this one just like from the beginning, there was so much going on. Like I said, I just had so much fun reading it. Also the ending, yeah, the ending was like the last chapter where it was kind of boring because they go and it's their 52nd mission, which is the number of weeks in the year, so it's supposed to be super special. So they go and like they get a prize from Merlin and King Arthur and etc. Well, not get a prize, get complimented. And it was boring because they just like name all the things they did, but it was also fun because while reading it you get to remember like reading those books and get reminded of stuff you may have forgotten. So I really had a lot of fun with this book. poetry-esque books, definitely. So I started my second book for the year in Aeldia for March 2025. So I actually started it last night right before I had a Zoom call, and I'm so glad I did. It's just so much what I needed. It's called Big and Little Questions by Wren Byrd. That's not the author's name. I'll check who the author's name is and put it in this video later. But this book is about a girl who just started 4th grade, and over the summer her parents divorced, and she doesn't want anyone to know about it. In the meantime, she's having friend drama problems. A lot of it is because of her own actions, because she was so nervous about telling anyone that her friend's divorced, and her parents also sent her to be with her grandparents over the summer, that she didn't text her best friend, so now her best friend's mad at her. And there is this new girl who's like her best friend's new best friend, and this new girl is like really mean, but also her parents is divorced, so Wren simultaneously hates her but also really wants to get to know her without telling her that her parents have just divorced. And it's a very simple book in the style it's written, obviously, because it's aimed at like 2nd, 3rd graders. But I really like the way all the friendship problems are depicted. Personally, in 4th grade, I stayed out of friendship drama every single time there was a hint of friendship drama. I left. But I think it's something that, from an adult perspective, I think it's something that as adults we forget, or at least personally I do, probably because I tried to stay out of it and it wasn't a very big part of my childhood. But that there is so much friendship drama among kids that you don't have as adults. Like, even though I did try to stay out of it, and for the most part, except for 8th grade, I did, it still existed all around me in a way that obviously it doesn't as an adult. And that's it about the book. Now about my character. My character is Miriam. She's a dwarf from a continent called Daerun, which is southwest mostly from Erytheria, which is the continent where my other character lives. And the north part of Daerun, which is like directly west of Erytheria, is blocked off because of, it's supposed to be super, super dangerous, you know? It is super, super dangerous. And my character Miriam, she just like got into the age where she can leave her family, and I decided that the society of the dwarfs in Daerun, she's a dwarf, is very rigid. And she's always felt kind of constrained by the society. So she decides, now this is going to go off, that she's going to go explore this dangerous north. And by a few magical and you went to the dangerous north mistakes, she ends up landing with her sand ship, which is like a ship that can travel on sand and also in the water, I think. I don't know, I said it couldn't travel in the water. Now I'm not sure what the actual lore that bookroast made up is. But anyways, she ends up landing in Erytheria. So far, she does not even know she's in Erytheria, but obviously she has now landed in Erytheria, and she is going to go meet with Rafaela. Okay, so back to Big and Little Questions According to Wren Byrd by Julie Bowe. I'm at page 162, I believe. Yeah, 162. And I'm really also enjoying, I think all of the kid characters in here, all of the characters in general, are written so well. Like, a lot of times in adult books, they'll explain why they're doing their actions, and it can be really annoying. Except for like one instance in this book, they haven't done that, so that's really fun. But also, I'm really enjoying Mariana, who is the character I said who is our main character's new best friend, and she's kind of mean. So I took a page out of our main character, Red Joe Byrd's book, and I looked up the definition of mean in the dictionary. Because I was, because before I looked it up in the dictionary, my opinion of mean is there's a malicious mean and there's a non-malicious mean. And Mariana is definitely a non-malicious mean. So according to the dictionary, Merriam-Webster, it can mean lacking dignity or honor. Definitely not Mariana. At least with dignity. Honor, maybe. Depends how you define honor. Characterized by petty selfishness or malice, which is what I was thinking of when I say malicious mean, and causing trouble or bother, which is what I'm thinking of when I'm talking about non-malicious mean, or at least not causing trouble or bother in a non-malicious way, but it still comes out mean. So like Mariana is very domineering. She's like, this is what's gonna happen, and this is what's gonna be. And Wren is not a huge fan of that in the beginning, but they do start getting along just when they're pushed together. Wren and Amber, her old best friend, are still not getting along, though Wren would very much like to. But Wren and Mariana have been spending a lot of time together, and they're getting along now. And Mariana is just very domineering, and they can come off as mean when she doesn't listen to what other people have to say. But anyways, I just like her character so much because she's very obviously hiding stuff, the same way Wren is, and they both kind of realize it about each other. And I like how both Wren and Mariana are hiding stuff for probably similar reasons of they don't want people to think differently about them or look down on them or anything. And they don't want to lose their friends, and like they don't know how their friends will react to it. I don't think Wren thinks she'll lose her friends. I don't think Wren thinks she'll lose her friends as in they'll be mean, like, oh my gosh, your parents divorced. Like, she knows that's not going to happen, but she's not sure how they'll react to it. And she's very worried about this divorce. And I think Mariana is also very worried about and unhappy about a lot of changes in her life. And they're different people, and they react to it in different ways. And also, they do have different lives. The changes, Mariana's parents divorced years ago. The changes that are happening in her life are not the changes that are happening in Wren's life. But I'm eager to see how their friendship develops, and obviously, who Wren first tells about the divorce. Mariana already suspects that something is up. So, there is that. And Wren knows that there's something up with Mariana. But also, even though Amber is angry at her, Wren's best friend she still considers Amber to be her best friend. So we'll see. It's very interesting. I finished the book. I finished Big and Little Questions According to Wren Joe Byrd by Julie Bowe. And I'm so tired. I don't know why. But it was a good book. I didn't love it. I don't know why. There was something missing. I think maybe, and this is not a fault of the book, okay? I think it was just maybe because it was written so simply that just made it feel like a little like something was missing for me. But obviously that is not a fault of the book because the book is meant for third graders. So it has to be written simply so they'll be able to read it. But yeah, I thought it was really good. In the end, who she told first, about her parents' divorce, I thought it was wonderfully done. I honestly wish we could just seen it there, sleepover, but that's for fan fiction. That doesn't belong in the book. There's sleepover, and I'm not gonna write that because I don't feel like it. But I really like this book. I think it's a really good book, and I definitely think if you know any kid in the age range of end of second grade, you know how I'm talking about read, but end of second grade to even sixth grade, this could be good for, whose parents are going through a divorce or are going to go through a divorce. This would definitely be a good book to talk about it. but it's also just a good book in general. So I really enjoyed it. I recommend it. And my characters have not quite met yet, actually. So Rafaela, like I said, she went to her family's outside dinner, and now Miriam found them because she saw the fire, and she just like everything was a blur for her because she was so tired and exhausted from everything she just went through, literally flying across an ocean. And so she got fed, she got dry clothes, and she was tucked into bed. So thank you for watching. It was two very good kid books. Of the two, I'd say I enjoyed Sakura on Sunday more, just because it was so vibrant and fun, and I don't think like you can get past that. It's so hard to get past the vibrancy that was Sakura on Sunday, but I really like them both, and I do recommend them. One more thing, I lied, or rather I made a mistake. I thought that I was supposed to read, what's it called? Big and Little Questions According to Wren, Byrd by Julie Bowe for food on the cover, and then I realized that the prompt was recommended by someone you've never talked to before. So I just went in Goodreads and scrolled the reviews until I found one that was like recommended for 4th and 5th graders. I was like, right, that's my recommendation. Also, I also forgot to mention that each chapter has a little tiny illustration that's connected to what happens in the chapters, and I always love when they have that. That was great.